Hey guys, today I'm going to be drawing the main character from one of my very most favoriteest Disney movies. But first, a big thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring today's video and allowing me to bring you content every week. If you didn't know yet, Skillshare is sort of like YouTube, but it's a premium community and it only has tutorials on it. And you can use the promo code WAFFLES4 and use the link in the description for 2 free months. And now into the speed paint. I'm drawing Pocahontas, if it wasn't obvious enough already. Here's my first attempt at a pose. I knew I really wanted her grounded, but it just wasn't working, so here I am retrying. And I was using a reference on my left monitor. So that is why she looks so almost spot on, I would say. But then I realized that's not how you're supposed to draw it. You're supposed to sketch out the whole thing first. Don't put so many details into the face, or your body might end up wrong. So now here I am trying to basically work backwards and try to actually sketch out the body first and add all the details later, even though I've already got a pretty detailed face. So it can be a little bit more difficult. I definitely recommend sketching out the whole body, especially when you're working on paper, because I'll tend to, if I work on the face first, there's not enough room on the page to draw the rest of the body, and it makes me kind of upset. So yeah, don't do that. Don't be me. Don't do it. Here I am trying to do this hand. This hand was probably the most difficult part of this whole illustration. I think I redrew it like, you know what, I'm not even gonna guess because I'm gonna go under. So it just wasn't working. I was trying to do a bit of a foreshortening sort of thing, but it really wasn't working. So something I need to practice, I guess, is foreshortening. Another thing you'll notice here, I added the P, the letter P, because P is for Pocahontas. You guys get really, really upset when I don't draw the letter for the alphabet. Because I was doing this thing where I draw a character, my favorite character, for each letter of the alphabet, and so far we are on the letter P. I think up until maybe letter C, I drew a letter that sort of corresponded with that character, and then I just sort of quit it cold turkey. To be honest, the first time I forgot, and then it just, after that, it wasn't going to happen. So I haven't done it since probably the letter C, maybe. I think I did it for Cinderella. So there's that. But every single time I post a video, someone will be like, but you didn't do this, even though I've done more where I didn't draw the letter than I've ever drawn the letter with. So there's all that. But I decided to let those guys rule my life for a little bit and draw this letter. So I'm adding the letter P in the background, and I put it into the sketch layer so that I wouldn't forget it later when it's time to color it and everything. I want to talk about this drawing with her stance, and when I pictured myself drawing Pocahontas, I always want to draw that scene where she runs up to the top of the cliff when John Smith is sailing away, and she waves to him, and I just love the way she waves and how straight her arm gets. This pose ended up not straightening the arm, but that's not what I'm talking about right now. Okay, let's blah, 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 blah. But she's always so grounded, and the way she stands, and it makes me think about how she's, one with the earth, and she lives off the earth, and she's just grounded, and I don't know, that's how I think of Pocahontas. So that was something I really wanted to try and capture, so I've drawn very flat feet, so she's got a very wide, sturdy stance, and she's grounded, like I said. It's funny because back when I was in school, when I was taking design classes, you'd always have to be able to explain why you made certain decisions in the design aspect. And what ended up happening was I would just do whatever I wanted that I thought looked cool, and then I would make up that stuff later. I used this color because of this reason, which bodes well to this, and blah 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 blah. And the teachers would just eat it up, and after I made it up, it made sense, and it it fits with the design, but I didn't think about it at first. But it's it's sort of selling it. But for this time, I think I've just faked it so much that I'm starting to make it, and so I thought, oh, she's a grounded character, I'm gonna make sure I draw her grounded. So all that faking, now I'm making it. Yeah. I don't know, there's just something that came to mind while I was drawing this, and I wanted to talk about it, even though I don't know if it really relates to anybody. But here I am coloring in her necklace, and I really wanted to make sure it was shiny. And at this point, I hadn't decided whether I was going to shade it or not, but I kind of knew I was going to shade it because I ended up doing my simpler style just because I haven't been drawing much lately. I really haven't. I feel really bad. I've sort of gotten into other sort of hobbies lately, and like drawing is sort of like falling off the bus back there, and I had to, you know, get back in the car and turn around, make a U-turn, go back and pick it up again. So I'm just trying to keep everything loose because I know if I try to draw too tightly right off the bat, I just make a mess and then get really, really mad at myself, and then I can't draw for another like couple days. It's a mess. So I just tried to keep it loose. So since the line art is so loose, like I was talking about, I felt like I needed to add some shading, just to, you know, add some kind of detail to this. And here I am adding the letter P, and I decided to use the color from her necklace just because it was such a subtle color. I wanted to, you know, bring it out a little bit more, and I didn't want to make it a brown color or anything. And I could have done like a suede-y sort of thing and made it look a little bit more, you know, Native American, but I was like, no, what? I think I want to make it a giant jewel. So that's what I did. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. This is my favorite character who starts with the letter P. I didn't really get a chance to talk about that, but I did talk a lot about this for my letter N, where I drew Nakoma. I had a lot more time to talk about why I like that movie, so maybe you can check that out. Anyway, don't forget to take full advantage of the 2 free months of Skillshare with the link in the description. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you all have a very delicious evening, and I'll see you guys all next week in a brand new video. Bye!